Very good morning, everyone. Welcome to the class. So, as I told you yesterday, today we are going to cover top 30 MCQs from whatever CA we have discussed from 1st of January 2025 to 10th January 2025. This is going to be a very helpful session for all of you. Okay, it is going to help you which kind of topics you should be covering in your revision. Second, what kind of patterns you should look for in the questions, right? Because these questions are framed on the latest trend of the questions being asked, and it will give you a boost in your revision, of course, highlighting the important facts. So let's begin with the class. I hope the audio and visuals are all good. Anyone please confirm? I hope the audio and video is all good. So we have top 30 MCQs. It's good. Thank you, Manish. Let's begin with the class, and I want all of you to respond, to give the answers quickly, right? Let's begin the questions. So first question in front of you. Consider the following statements and select the incorrect one. You have to tell me the incorrect option here. These are the statements. Read them carefully and tell me the incorrect one. First says, MPowerHER Biz, Sapno Ki Udaan, was recently launched by United Nations Fund for Women and Children. It was launched in partnership with New Shop. Under this, they will be offering mentorship and training to women entrepreneurs. And presently, it is being launched for women in Delhi, NCR, Punjab, Rajasthan, UP, Haryana, Madhya Pradesh, and Gujarat. These are the statements. Tell me which of them is incorrect. Which one of them is incorrect? Quickly. Which option? Anyone? You must have read the statement as of now. Answers, please. So if you see, we have discussed this MPowerHER Biz, Sapno Ki Udaan in very much detail. You have to tell me the incorrect statement quickly. Give me the answer. Manish, Kuldeep, anyone? So if you see the first statement here, you have to tell me the incorrect one, right? MPowerHER Biz, Sapno Ki Udaan was recently launched not by United Nations Fund for Women and Child Development. This is incorrect. It was launched by Niti Aayog. If you remember, this was launched by Niti Aayog, by the Women Entrepreneurship Platform incubated in Niti Aayog, right? WEP. WEP of Niti Aayog. So that's how statement A is incorrect. The rest of these statements are correct regarding this, right? MPowerHER Biz was launched by Niti Aayog or by the Women Entrepreneurship Platform of Niti Aayog. Remember this. So A is the incorrect option here. So A is the answer for this question. You can see here, Women Entrepreneurship Platform, and when you do the revision, revise it. Remember, this was incubated in Niti Aayog in 2018 for promotion of entrepreneurial skills and opportunities for women in Niti Aayog. Via Niti Aayog, they want to promote women entrepreneurship. This is the entire thing. Read this news carefully. You can expect a question from here in any of the examination, right? Next question. Which of the following countries has been accorded with the chairmanship of BRICS 2025? Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, जो grouping है, which is in news continuously because of addition of new members and a lot of things, right? So who is chairing BRICS for 2025? Who is the chairman? Who is the chair of BRICS for 2025? This is the question. Anyone? Quickly tell me who is the chair of BRICS 2025? BRICS is very important. You must remember the headquarters, the recent edition of BRICS, the original members, all these things, these questions are really important, right? Okay, so Sai, you are saying D. Very good, very good. D is the right option here. Brazil, remember, Brazil is the chair for BRICS in 2025. This is very important fact. Remember this thing. Brazil will be the chair of BRICS in 2025. And remember this thing, I have told you again and again, remember the recent joining as a full-time member. So Indonesia has recently joined BRICS 2025 mein, and you have to remember the other members who have joined the BRICS organization in 2024, right? So 24 mein किस-किसने join किया था? This is a very probable area of question. Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran and UAE. And recent edition 2025 is Indonesia. And the BRICS will be chaired in 2025 by Brazil. Remember this thing. Next question. As per the latest CloudSec Threat Landscape Report 2024, which are the top 3 targeted nations? Top 3 targeted nations globally for cyber attacks. Which of the following are top 3 targeted nations by cyber attackers or criminals? Top 3 countries you have to give me. Anyone? Top 3 countries as per this report. Okay, Tara, you are saying B, US, China and India. No, B is not the correct answer here. Not B. Very good, Kuldeep. A is the right option here. US, India and Israel. This is in the correct order as well, right? So first largest threat is to US. India is at second rank and third is Israel. Okay, first, second, third. This is the right order. US, India and Israel. These are the top 3 destinations, vulnerable countries for cyber attack as per this report. Remember these 3 names, US, India and Israel. Option A is the right option here. You can look at the explanation. So India is the second most targeted, as I told you, right? US is the first and Israel is the third one. Next question. Quickly read these statements. Consider the following statements and you have to tell me the correct statement here. Correct one. World Blitz Chess Championship title 2024 has been clinched by Magnus Carlsen. Second, total of 32 players have been awarded with Arjuna Awards for outstanding performance in sports and games 2024. And the prize money for Major Dhyan Chand Khel Ratna Award has been recently raised to 15 lakhs. You have to tell me the correct option here. We have covered all these news in very much detail if you have been revising. Okay, Kuldeep, you are saying B, 2 and 3. Really? Is the prize money of Major Dhyan Chand Khel Ratna Award has been raised to 15 lakhs? Read this carefully. So if you look at the third statement, this is incorrect. This is not 15 lakhs. So remember I told you in that big image of static sports that recently the awards, they have been revised, right? So Major Dhyan Chand Khel Ratna Award ka prize money has been revised to 25 lakhs. 25 lakhs. This is not 15 lakhs. Hence 3 is incorrect. First and second are correct. So your answer should be option C. Option C is the correct one here. 1 and 2 only are correct. Ye 15 lakh nahi hai. This is 25 lakhs. See, Major Dhyan Chand Khel Ratna Award, 25 lakhs. बाकी statements, they are correct. Remember, तो आपको ये सारे जो revised prize money है, इनको याद रखना है. This is important, right? Revised prize money. Next question. Consider the following statements and select the incorrect one. Here you have to select the incorrect one. Okay, incorrect. Read these statements and tell me the answer. Defense Ministry has declared 2026 as the year of reforms. Denmark, Greece, Pakistan, Panama, Somalia have recently joined as non-permanent members of UNSC. Romania and Bulgaria have officially joined EU's Schengen zone. And UPI has recently processed nearly 16.73 billion financial transactions in December 2024. So you see, a lot of news I have tried to cover within the questions, right? A diverse range of news we have covered. All these are important segments. Whatever is being provided to you in these statements also is the important news. So read all these statements and try to find out the important news. Everyone got this point? Okay, so this answer you are saying A. Very good. A is the incorrect one, because Defense Ministry has declared not 2026, 2025 as the year of reforms. Defense Ministry has declared 2025 as the year of reforms, remember. And all these other statements, they are very much true. Read them carefully. They are important. Next question. Which of the following wealth funds recently has clinched the title of world's leading sovereign investor in 2024? This is again important. Which of the following wealth funds is 2024 में it is world's leading sovereign investor? Sovereign wealth fund की हम बात कर रहे हैं. Sovereign wealth fund, which is a state-owned wealth fund. Which one is the leading one? Quickly. Saudi Arabia? No. The correct option would be, anyone? So yes, the right answer is D. It is Abu Dhabi's Mubadala Investment Company. Abu Dhabi's Mubadala Investment Company is the world leading sovereign investor in 2024. Remember this thing. It has replaced. So Saudi Arabia's public investment fund was before this, right? Yes, D is the right option here. Next question. Consider the following statements and select the correct option here. You have to select the correct option. Read these statements carefully and select the correct one. SEBI has recently introduced MF Lite framework for passive mutual funds with minimum assets under management of rupees 5,000 crores or more. We have done this, right? Overseas ETF for index funds and fund of funds who are investing in overseas ETF, they have to comply with the diversification requirement. इसको भी पूरे circular को हमने detail में discuss किया था, right? Which says that minimum 15 securities should be there in such portfolio. For such funds, the combined experience of the top managers should be at least 10 years. And under the MF Lite, SEBI has allowed both public and private firms to be sponsor of entities. Tell me which one is correct option here. Quickly. MF Lite framework SEBI का हमने recently discuss किया था for passive funds, for overseas ETFs and all. Any answers? Which one is the correct one? Tell me. So if you look at the first statement, this is true. Recently, SEBI has introduced MF Lite framework for the passive mutual funds, right? And this is applicable for such mutual funds who are having asset under management of rupees 5,000 crores or more. That is true. A is correct. Very good. So this is 5,000 crore or more. That is true. But in this thing, that if you are, say, investing in some overseas portfolio or securities, that portfolio should have at least 10 securities. This is not 15. This is not 15. This is 10. Right? Next one, for such funds, the combined experience should not be less than 20 years. So this is not 10 years. This is 20 years. And under this framework, remember, not the public one, only the private firms are allowed to be the sponsor of such entities. All these statements are incorrect except option A, right? So A is the right one here. Read these news carefully, revise them properly. We have discussed them, right? Next question. Consider the following statements regarding RBI floating rate savings bond, which have been issued for January to June 2025. Recently, we have discussed them, right? You remember, RBI ने floating rate savings bond introduce किया था. So some of the features I have given you in these statements, you have to tell me which of them are incorrect regarding the RBI floating rate savings bond having a maturity from January to June 2025. Which one is the incorrect one? Here. Question number 8, quickly. Read these statements carefully and tell me the incorrect option. So if you look at the first statement, it will offer 8.05% of interest rate from January to June. That is true. That is correct, right? Then it has a lock-in period of 6 years. No, this is incorrect. It has a lock-in period of 7 years. Okay, it is 7 years. Then there is no premature withdrawal option available, but senior citizens can get the option to prematurely withdraw the money, but they will have to pay a penalty for this after minimum lock-in period. That is also true. Okay. Yes, but then the interest rate of RBI floating rate savings bond is 0.35% lower than the National Savings Certificate scheme. No, this is incorrect. This is 0.35% higher than the NSC. Higher than NSC, right? So if you look at this question, option C and option 4 are incorrect. Hence, your answer should be C. 2 and 4 are incorrect. Very good, Sai and Kuldeep. Very good. C is the correct answer here because 2 and 4 are the incorrect ones. Remember these things and read this news carefully. Revise it properly in your document. We have discussed this thing in very much detail. RBI floating rate savings bond, they can be important. Next question. Recently, SpaceX and POEM4 experimental missions are in news. They are associated with which of the following missions? Recently, SpaceX and POEM4 experimental missions are in news. They are associated with which of the following missions? Tell me quickly. SpaceX and POEM4. While discussing this news in the class, I asked you to remember. I hope you remember this thing. SpaceX and POEM4. Aditya, you are saying A, 99th mission of ISRO on board GSLV Mark III? No. B, 99th mission of ISRO on board PSLV C-60. Very good. B is the right option here. Remember. So, SpaceX and POEM4, these missions were launched as 99th mission of the ISRO. And the launch vehicle was not GSLV Mark III. The launch vehicle was PSLV C-60, Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle C-60. Okay, and what is SpaceX? If you remember, SpaceX is the space docking mission where they are trying to experiment, combining two satellites or orbital objects together. Whatever they have sent to these orbits, join them or combine them together for further purposes, right? And the POEM4 is Polar Orbital Experimental Mission. This is also associated with that. So remember, this is in news, very, very important because ISRO is set to have its 100th mission. That's why 99th one is important. So B is the correct answer here. Next question, question number 10. Which of the following are the mascots associated with ongoing Kho Kho World Cup 2025 at New Delhi? Kho Kho World Cup ke mascots you have to tell me. Which of the following are the two mascots associated with Kho Kho World Cup 2025? Happening in New Delhi. Molly and Molal, Blaze and Tong, Tarun and Teer, Tejas and Tara. Very good. Tejas and Tara. D is the right option here. So Tejas and Tara are the two mascots which have been declared for Kho Kho World Cup 2025. Next question. Question number 11. Logistics Ease Across Different States 2024 report was recently released by Ministry of Commerce and Industry. According to that report, which of the following states they have been declared as achievers in the northeastern category? In the northeastern category, which of the following states have been declared as achievers? Anyone? Very good, Aditya. Assam and Arunachal Pradesh. C is the right option here. So Assam and Arunachal Pradesh. Right? If you look at this news, we have covered this in detail. These are the categories and their respective achievers we have seen. So in Northeastern, you have Assam and Arunachal Pradesh as the achievers. Remember the achievers at least in all these categories. Next question. Consider the following statements, and here you have to tell me the correct statement. First, eBRICS will now operate as BankNet portal for property e-auction hub. Second, according to the latest annual survey of unincorporated sector, GVA, manufacturing sector's GVA per establishment and per worker, it has remained lower than the trade and other services GVA. And according to the draft Digital Personal Data Protection Rules 2025, in case of any data breach, within 72 hours, the Data Protection Board of India should be informed. Which of these statements are correct? Quickly. D, 1 and 2. What about the third one? So if you look at these statements, not D, all of them are correct. All of them are correct. First statement, I told you eBRICS will now be functioning as BankNet. Right? eBRICS is now BankNet. GVA manufacturing sector का बहुत कम है. We have discussed this thing, right? As compared to the services and trade sector. And within 72 hours, any data breach has to be informed to Data Protection Board of India, which is yet to be established. अभी तक बना नहीं है, but it will be established. All of these statements are correct. Hence, A should be the right option here. A is the correct answer, right? Next question. With recent two new additions of tiger reserves notified in 2024, which is Guru Ghasidas Tamo Pingla Tiger Reserve, Chhattisgarh, and Ratpani Tiger Reserve, Madhya Pradesh, how many total tiger reserves does India at present has? How many total tiger reserves are there in India with the addition of these two recently? Very good. 57, right? 57. So with the addition of these two tiger reserves, at present we have total 57 tiger reserves in the country. And remember these two additions, their name and their location, Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh respectively. This can be important as well. Next question. Question number 14. Recently, Reserve Bank of India has approved merger of National Cooperative Bank Limited with Cosmos Cooperative Bank Limited effective from 6 January 2025. You have to tell me this power of approving this merger has been conferred to RBI as per which section of which act. This is the latest pattern. If you see, they have asked this kind of question, right? So RBI का at least जो भी section news में है, due to any such approval, merger, acquisition approval given by RBI, you have to remember that. Tell me which section and which act gives this power to the Reserve Bank of India? Anyone? Subsection 444A. No. Very good. The correct answer is A, right? Subsection 4 of section 44A read with section 56 of RBI Act नहीं होगा, of Banking Regulation Act 1949. Okay, of Banking Regulation Act 1949. So this is the source of power for such kind of act. Remember, A. तो आपको एक्ट भी ध्यान रखना है. Section 44A, read with 56 of not RBI Act 934, it is of Banking Regulation Act 1949. So A was the correct answer there. I hope you have understood this. Next question. As per the latest guidelines by RBI on government debt relief schemes, we have discussed in detail government debt relief schemes. उस पे RBI ने released some guidelines. According to that, the model operating procedure of the scheme should be such that implementation of the scheme and settlement of any claims by the government should generally be completed within how many days? According to this guideline, under the government debt relief scheme, within how many days the implementation of the scheme and settlement of claims by government should be completed? Anyone, tell me, how many days? This is something we have discussed again in the class itself. Any answers? So that is going to be 45 to 60 days. Option E is the correct one here. 45 to 60. Remember, yes. So within 45 to 60 days, any such government debt relief scheme may settlement and complaint should be settled down. 45 to 60 days. Remember this thing. Okay. Next question. Government has recently proposed a scheme for mandatory hallmarking of the silver jewelry. You remember this news we have discussed, right? अभी तक gold jewelry के लिए only hallmarking was mandatory since 2023. Now, government is planning to make it mandatory for the silver jewelry as well to have hallmarking, according to which silver jewelry will be mandated to have HUID, the hallmark unique identification. This is how many numbers of alphanumeric code and will be implemented by whom? So recently, if you see, I think in REDI GA, they have asked this question regarding implementation of one such certification mark, right? So these kind of questions are also important. You have to tell me HUID kitne numbers ka code hai and who will be implementing the HUID for this purpose. Anyone? 6 and BIS, very good Aditya. So this is HUID. HUID is a 6-digit alphanumeric code, right? And it is going to be implemented by BIS, Bureau of Indian Standards. Bureau of Indian Standards, right? Definitely BIS. So 6 and BIS. C is the correct option here. Next question. This was the news we have discussed. Revise कर लेना है आप लोगों को. Who was the chief guest at the 18th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention 2025, which has recently concluded at Bhubaneswar from 8th to 10th January 2025. 18th edition आपको याद रखना है. 18th edition of Pravasi Bharatiya Convention, which recently took place. Who was the chief guest at this event? Who was the chief guest? Very good. So the correct answer would be option A, definitely. Christine Carla Kanglu, the President of Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, right? A is the correct option. President of Republic of Trinidad and Tobago was the chief guest. Next question. Consider the following statements about BHARATPOL portal. If you remember, we have discussed BHARATPOL in detail, right? So read these statements about BHARATPOL and you have to tell me the incorrect one here. It has been developed by DRDO. It has been developed to streamline the process and integrate all the requests with the Interpol. There are 5 modules under BHARATPOL: connect, notice, reference, broadcast and resource. And this BHARATPOL is going to have 19 types, access to 19 types of database from the Interpol. So here the answer would be very good. A is incorrect because BharatPol has not been developed by DRDO. It has been developed by CBI, Central Bureau of Investigation. इंटरपोल के साथ बेटर कम्युनिकेट करने के लिए इसको एस्टैब्लिश किया था. एंड रिमेंबर दिस इज इंपॉर्टेंट, इंटरपोल का हेडक्वार्टर भी आपको इसी के साथ याद रखना है. इंटरपोल इज हेडक्वार्टर्ड एट लियोन इन फ्रांस, राइट. भारतपोल वाज डेवलप्ड बाय CBI. DRDO नहीं है, CBI है. So A is the incorrect one here. You have to choose the incorrect one. Next question. Question number 19. Union Animal Husbandry and Fisheries Minister has recently launched first organic fisheries cluster of India. Where? In which state? First organic fisheries cluster of India. In which state or city? First organic fisheries cluster of India. Very good. Sikkim, right? E is the right answer here. It has been established at Sikkim. Next question. Question number 20. Amulya and Akshay. Amulya and Akshay, recently seen in news, they are two fast petrol vessels which have recently designed and developed by which of the following for the Indian Navy, adding to their naval capabilities. Indian Navy के लिए इन vessels का किसने डेवलपमेंट किया है and किसने डिजाइन किया है? This is again very important question because Amulya and Akshay are recently in news. Amulya and Akshay have been developed as fast petrol vessels for Indian Navy by which of the following entities? Not A. सबका प्रोडक्शन और डिजाइन मजगांव डॉक शिप बिल्डर्स नहीं करता है, राइट. आई नो मैक्सिमम दे हैव बीन प्रोड्यूस्ड, बट हियर द करेक्ट ऑप्शन वुड बी, वेरी गुड आदित्य, बी, गोवा शिपयार्ड लिमिटेड, राइट. So remember, Amulya and Akshay have been designed and developed by Goa Shipyards Limited. Goa Shipyards Limited. GSL. Okay. Next question. Consider the following statements and select the incorrect one. Here you have to tell me which one is the incorrect one. Global Power City Index 2024 has been topped by London. 82nd Golden Globe Awards 2025 for Best Motion Picture Drama have been awarded or has been awarded to The Brutalist. Then Border Gavaskar Trophy 2024. Border Gavaskar Trophy has been awarded to Australia recently. Sansad Bhashini, which is in news as an AI tool which can translate the languages, can translate parliamentary proceedings into 5 Indian languages. These are the statements. You have to tell me which of the following is incorrect one. D. Why D is incorrect, Sai? Why D is incorrect? Okay, if D is incorrect, why is it incorrect? So if you look at the first statement, Global Power City Index 2024 has been topped by London. That is very much true. Remember this fact. 82nd Golden Globe Award for the Best Motion Picture Drama category has been awarded to The Brutalist. Border Gavaskar Trophy has been won by Australia, defeating India. And Sansad Bhashini is an AI tool which can translate parliamentary proceedings not in 5 Indian languages but in 6 Indian languages. That's why D is the incorrect one here. No, not 11. It is 6, right? And all other statements, they are also correct and they are important as well. As I told you, बहुत सारी news I have tried to cover in this, and the other statements which are there apart from the correct option are also important ones. So remember these facts as well, right? Now if you look at Sansad Bhashini, yes, look at here. Sansad Bhashini, it can translate parliamentary proceedings into 6 Indian languages. संसद भाषणी. Okay. संसद भाषणी रिसेंटली पार्लियामेंट्री प्रोसीडिंग्स को 6 इंडियन लैंग्वेजेस में ट्रांसलेट कर सकता है. ओनली पार्लियामेंट्री प्रोसीडिंग्स की हम बात कर रहे हैं, राइट. सो that was the answer. Next question. According to World Gold Council report, very very important, World Gold Council report, recently we have discussed. Tell me, RBI is which number of the largest buyer of gold and has added how many tons of gold as per the latest figure, November 2024? The Central Bank of India is at which position in terms of being a buyer of the gold, and how many tons we have added to our gold reserves in November 2024 as per the latest World Gold Council report? Okay, so yes, the correct option would be RBI is second largest buyer and we have added 8 tons of gold, right? So second largest and 8 tons. B is the right option here. So if we are second, who is the first one? Can you tell me? RBI is second largest. So which country is the first? First one is Poland. Remember, first one is Poland. Second is India or RBI, right? So first is Poland. 8 tons we have added. World Gold Council report. Remember this thing. After Poland, right? Very good. Next question. Question number 23. National Statistics Office under MOSPI has recently released the first advanced estimates of annual GDP figures, according to which the real GDP is expected to grow at which of the following rates in financial year 2025? What is the real GDP growth forecast? Real GDP, not nominal GDP, okay? Yes, anyone? Real GDP is estimated to grow at 6.4. Very good. 6.4%. B is the correct option here. 6.4%, right? So this is important. You must remember all the data related to advanced estimates, right? अभी तो हो ही गया है, बाकी before the examination, whatever data is provided to you in the top MCQs or other segments, remember them. This is the table. If you remember, we have discussed real, nominal, GVA, all these figures are given. Please remember them. Next thing, which of the following languages has recently received official recognition of classical language in 2025? Now read the question carefully. Abhi I think EDI phase 1 GA में पूछा गया था this question, right? Either RBI or EDI. Recent classical language का question पूछा गया था. This is on the same pattern, but this is different. Recent, सबसे recent edition classical languages की list में which of the following languages? Very good. It is Marathi. Marathi, right? And how many classical languages do we have in total? 11. Remember, 11, right? 6 original thi or 5 recently they have been added. So you have to remember 6 original as well as the recent editions. They can ask you these kind of questions, right? Remember them. Original languages कौन-कौन सी थी? Tamil, Sanskrit, Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam and Odia. And the recent editions are Marathi, Pali, Prakrit, Assamese and Bengali. Marathi, Pali, Prakrit, Assamese and Bengali are the recent editions, right? Next question. To introduce a comprehensive 3-in-1 account solution. Recently we have discussed this. Introducing a very innovative 3-in-1 account, integrating Demat account, trading account and bank account, right? Bajaj Broking wants to have this thing in India. Bajaj Broking for this 3-in-1 account has partnered with which of the following banks for this 3-in-1 account? This is a partnership between Bajaj Broking and very good. Tamil Mercantile Bank. Tamil Nadu Mercantile Bank. A is the right option here. For this purpose, Bajaj Broking has partnered with Tamil Nadu Mercantile Bank for this 3-in-1 account. Remember. Next question. Consider the following statements and you have to tell me the correct one. Read these statements and tell me the correct option. According to the Hanley Passport Index 2025, Japan has reclaimed as, top country having the most powerful passport. Second is India and France will jointly produce Sonboy for Indian Navy. Jan Bhagidari se Jan Kalyan is the theme of new Government of India's calendar, which is published in 15 languages. And last one is India's first green hydrogen hub is to be established in Pudi Madka, Gujarat. Which of them is correct? Tell me. Very interesting question. कौन सा सही है बताइए? None of the above. Very good, Aditya. I really appreciate this. So if you see, all these facts are very, very important, but none of these statements are correct, right? First, tell me quickly, Hanley Passport Index, according to this, which country has the most powerful passport? This is not Japan, right? This is not Japan. This is Singapore. This is Singapore. Second, India and France? No. India and US. India and US will be producing Sonboy. Sonboy will be detecting underwater vessels for Indian Navy, right? So Sonboy will be produced by India and US. Then Jan Bhagidari se Jan Kalyan, theek hai, this is the theme, but this calendar has been published not in 15 languages but in 13 Indian languages, right? 13 Indian languages. And then last one, India ka first green hydrogen hub is to be established at Pudi Madka. That is true, Pudi Madka. But Pudi Madka is not in Gujarat, it is in Andhra Pradesh. I hope all of this is clear, right? So none of the above is correct here, hence E is the answer. Next question, question number 27. The ISRO's LV-M3 rocket will be launching a communication satellite of AST Space Mobile, which is US-based firm, to provide space-based cellular broadband network services on smartphones. Identify the name of that satellite which will be launched by ISRO for US, right? Cellular mobile phone network की हमने बात की थी, if you remember, है ना? So tell me the name of such satellite which ISRO will be launching for US-based firm. Very good, Karthik. Very good. This is Bluebird Block 2. Yes, C is the right answer here. Bluebird Block 2 is the correct answer, right? It will be providing cellular data or cellular network on the smartphones, will be launched by ISRO. Bluebird Block 2. Next question. Consider the following statements and select the incorrect one here. You have to select the incorrect one. Read these statements carefully. SEBI has proposed to increase the investment threshold for granule disclosures of FPI by FPI to 50,000 crores. Granule disclosure I have explained you in detail. उसका threshold बढ़ाने की बात कर रहा है SEBI 50,000 करोड़. Okay. 15th Finance Commission ने recommendation दिया है 42% of vertical devolution. CRISIL's new brand identity would be CRISIL, and Strata has recently received official license from SEBI to introduce its own SM small and medium REIT. Which of the following you have to tell me is the incorrect one? B. Why B is the incorrect one? Tell me. Okay, very good. So this is not 42%, this is 41%, right? First one is true, 50,000 crore we are planning to increase the threshold for granule disclosure by FPI. Remember the class, we have discussed this thing. 15th Finance Commission जो अभी implementation में है, vertical devolution का recommendation 41% दिया था. और remember one more fact, अभी तक कौन से finance commission ने, which of the finance commission so far has recommended the maximum vertical devolution, increase in maximum vertical devolution? So it was 14th Finance Commission. 14th Finance Commission ने 32 से 42 का jump किया था, 10% increase. But then 15th Finance Commission has reduced this by 1%. Why? क्योंकि जम्मू कश्मीर को हमने separately carve out किया, तो उसके लिए भी we need additional funds, right? Remember this thing. This is the thing. CRISIL की new brand identity है CRISIL, एंड स्ट्रेटा को रिसेंटली लाइसेंस मिला है टू ऑपरेट इट्स ओन स्मॉल एंड मीडियम रियल एस्टेट इन्वेस्टमेंट ट्रस्ट. सो बी इज द आंसर हियर. वेल डन, 41% रिमेंबर. अच्छा, वर्टिकल डेवोल्यूशन क्या होता है कि सेंटर के डिविजिबल पूल में से हाउ मच विल बी एलोकेटेड फॉर दी स्टेट्स कलेक्टिवली, उसके बाद स्टेट्स में डिस्ट्रीब्यूट होगा, दैट वुड बी हॉरिजॉन्टल डेवोल्यूशन. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. Read the following statements and tell me the correct one here. You have to tell me the correct option here. Arunachal Pradesh has become first state in India to fully integrate its procurement process with government e-marketplace. Ujala, the Unnat Jyoti buy affordable LED for all, recently is in news because it has completed 10 years of implementation, is jointly executed by Energy Efficiency Services Limited and DISCOMs under Ministry of Power. Then you have Ujjwal Jal scheme has been launched for incentivizing movement of cargo along National Waterways 1, 2 and 16. India will be hosting the conference of speakers and presiding officers of Commonwealth countries in 2026. Which of them is correct one? Option E, very good. So if you see first statement, this is not Arunachal Pradesh, this is Uttar Pradesh, right? Remember this thing, very important fact. Uttar Pradesh has become the first state in India to fully integrate all of its government department procurement on the GEM, government e-marketplace, right? Next, Ujala scheme news mein hai. You remember Ujala and Niti Aayog both have recently completed 10 years of implementation, right? तो दोनों को आपको याद रखना है. Ujala is jointly executed by Energy Efficiency Services Limited and DISCOMs under Ministry of Power. That is correct. Then Ujjwal Jal scheme has been launched for National Waterway 1, 2 and 16 के cargo promotion के लिए. No. Name of this scheme is Jalwahak. So this is not Ujjwal Jal, this is Jalwahak. Okay, this is Jalwahak. This is Jalwahak scheme. Then India will be hosting conference of speakers and presiding officers of parliaments of Commonwealth countries in 2026. That is correct. So remember, India will be hosting this conference. Hence B and D are correct. So option E is the answer. B and D are correct here. B and D are correct. India will host this conference in 2026. Last question of the top 30, but not the least, very important one. Recently, CrackGradeB has become which number of RBI regulated TREDS platform in India? Recently, CrackGradeB has been declared as which number of RBI regulated TREDS platform in India? Anyone? Very good. It is the fifth largest CrackGradeB, right? TREDS platform हमने डिस्कस किया था. TREDS क्या होता है? Trade Receivables Discounting System. This has been particularly developed for MSMEs. MSMEs को operational working capital provide कराने के लिए. So you remember the mechanism. TREDS platform पे क्या होगा? MSMEs will be onboarding, right? And TREDS platform पे MSMEs they have any receivable जो पैसा future में आना है, कुछ भी उन्होंने, suppose they have sold something to any government department, they have the bill, पैसा भी आना बाकी है, but if they require that money immediately, what they can do is they can go on TREDS platform, banks or other financial institutes के through, they can ask them to discount the bill. Suppose 10,000 रुपए का bill है, so the institute can keep certain amount, discounting it and provide the rest amount to the MSME. इससे बैंक को अपना कमीशन मिल गया, अर्निंग मिल गई एडिशनल, एमएसएमई को ऑपरेशनल लिक्विडिटी मिल गई, जब गवर्नमेंट उसको वापस करेगी पैसा तो हो जाएगा रीपेमेंट, राइट? दिस इज द ट्रेड्स प्लेटफॉर्म. टोटल 5 आरबीआई रेगुलेटेड ट्रेड्स प्लेटफॉर्म में इंडिया में. दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, रिमेंबर. जिसमें क्रेडेक्स इज द रीसेंट एडिशन और फिफ्थ वन. व्हाट अबाउट द अदर्स? सो रिमेंबर द अदर नेम्स एज वेल. फर्स्ट इज रिसीवेबल्स एक्सचेंज ऑफ इंडिया लिमिटेड, RXIL. RXIL, right? RXIL, remember? RXIL, which is a joint venture between SEBI and NSE. This can also be a probable question. RXIL is a joint venture between, remember, SEBI and NSE. Then M1 Exchange, then Invoice Smart, and fourth one is C2FO Factoring Solutions. And the fifth one is CrackGradeB. Remember these things. So these were the top 30 MCQs. I hope you have enjoyed this session, everyone. And lot number of news I have tried to cover in this. If you see these statements, right, different news, remember one thing, apart from the options we have discussed, whatever statements are provided to you in the news, they all are important. All such related news you must revise carefully in your document. Okay. No, Saudi Arabia is not there, UAE is there, right? I hope you have enjoyed this session. This was useful for you. Keep on revising, and if you have any doubt from today's session, you can ask me. Otherwise, I'll end the session here. All right then. Thank you so much. Have a very great day. See you in the next class. Till then, have a good day. Thank you.